Okay, so 11.3 is corresponding parts of similar figures. So if we know two figures are similar, there's certain things that we can determine about their angles and their side lengths. So corresponding angles of similar figures are congruent. Corresponding sides of similar figures are proportional. So it says if triangle ABC is similar to triangle XYZ, then angle A is congruent to angle X, angle B is congruent to angle Y, and angle C is congruent to angle Z. Then it says the side AB is over XY equals BC over YZ and AC over XC. And that just means each one of those proportions. So for instance, if I had 2, 4, 6 here, and then I might have 6, 12, 18. Each one of those fractions, 2 over 6, 4 over 12, 6 over 18. They're all congruent, they're all equal, the proportion between those sides. Alright, so it says figure EFGH maps to figure RSTU by similarity transformation. Write a proportion that contains EF and RU, then list any angles that must be congruent to angle G or congruent to angle U. Alright, so let's look at EF. EF is the first two letters. So it's got a map to the first two letters of that figure. Then RU. Now, RU is the first letter and the last letter, so it has to have a ratio with the first letter and last letter. But you have to make sure that whatever figure you put on top stays on top. So I had put EF on top before, so I needed EH on top over here. Okay. Then it says, let's see, angle G has to be congruent to angle T, right? And angle U is congruent to angle H. Same thing here. So TX first and last letter, so JN equals LM. LM I'm going to put on the bottom so I don't forget, and it is right here. So it's got to be these two letters, VW. Now, all of my letters from this one are on top. All my letters from that one are on bottom. Doesn't matter top or bottom as long as you keep all the letters to that one figure there. Now it says angle V is congruent to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, angle L. And then angle K is congruent, and it's the second letter in here, to U. Triangles DEF and UVW are similar. Is this statement true? Well, DE maps to U, or is in the same place as UV, so that's right. And then VW maps to EF, that's right. But the statement is false because these two guys are flipped. all these letters needed to be on top because DE is on top. Okay, next page. Given that the figures are similar, find the values of x and y. Okay, well, the angle is easy. All right, here's an angle. Angle C is going to map to angle R. So I just have to set them equal to each other. And we're good. Let's see, so 4x equals, what, 68? Yep. And then x equals 17. Alright, so now a lot of times I like to do big is to little as big is to little. Okay, so the big thing about these proportions is that you got options, and sometimes that's the confusing part. So these two are proportion equals 10 over 4y. Now, do you guys remember cross multiplication? So these two times these two. So 5 times 4y is 20y. And then 10 times, I'm going to write this out before I actually do it. So I get 20y equals 30y minus 50. So I'm going to subtract 30y from both sides. I get negative 10y equals negative 50. Divide by negative 10. And I get y equals 5. Okay? Alright, so let's do this one. Again, the angle is easy. 4x equals 5x minus 25. I just went ahead and distributed that. So subtract 5x from both sides. I get negative 1x equals negative 25, where x equals 25. Okay, so now the sides. Let's see, this side goes to this side, so I'm going to write that 1 over 1.5 equals, now I put 1 on top, so this has got to go on top, 4 over 2y minus 8. So if I do my cross multiplication, that gives me 6 equals 2y minus 8. Add 8 to both sides. Divide by 2. And there you have that one. Now, find the value of x. So again, angle's pretty easy. Just set them equal to each other. 3x plus 14 equals 50. Let's see, 3x equals 36. And x equals 12. Now y. So this is to this, right? Small is to big. Little is to big. Now this side, I need you to pay attention here. The small side is 5.6, right? The big side is 5.6 plus y. You see that big side has to be all of that. So I'm going to have, if I do my cross multiplication, I get 4 times 5.6 plus y equals 5 times 5.6. Let's see, 4. So 22.4 plus 4y equals 28. Subtract 22.4 from both sides. And I get 4y equals 5.6. So y equals whatever that is. 1.4. Okay. Consider two similar triangles. If both angle A equals angle C and B equals A, okay, let's draw these. So two similar triangles, A, B, C. So triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. So I know right off the bat, because of this statement, that these guys are congruent. Okay? Now it also tells me that, let me do angle A prime is congruent to C. So A prime is congruent to C, which is congruent to A, right? And congruent to C. Then it says B prime is congruent to A. So B prime is congruent to A. Well, that means that this angle is congruent to all of them. So it's an equilateral or equal angular triangle, because all angles are congruent. Okay, I think that's it. So there you have it. Yeah, there's your homework.